So, welcome to round two of the Karting Cup Series 2026 Brands Hatch. It is the Indy circuit, and we're having a quick look at the standings after round one. River Ruckus leading, Lemony Squeeze sitting in P2, and Jaeger on that podium currently, but there is close. 3, 4, 5, 6 those points, not much separating the drivers. So again, we're having 3 races, 50 minutes each in the Shifter Ksrts, and we're going through the replays now together, starting with race number 1. So Choose took pole position, and we have G on third, Dashi P4 in 5th, Blasi 6th position, Lemony in P7, Evo starting at the back of the grid. So we tried a rolling start, get rid of start problems, but then let's see what the game actually did. So Evolution is already on the way, Richie now as well, and the rest of the drivers are just slow. They totally forgot about how to accelerate, and so top 2 with a big gap very early on. So that rolling start also didn't really work how we intended it to be. So still in that phase of experiments. Eagle took with a nice healthy gap already, Richie in P2. Then we have the slowly starting drivers, Jaeger leading the way, Dashi in. Right behind, River also really close, little gap to Blasi. Lemony sitting behind in P7, Evo and E-Racing also. So P3 to P9, that is quite close. The gaps at the front. And Fortune Racing, oh, Richie had a moment, so we need to go rewind and see what happened. Goes too wide the final turn, and then decides to do circles in the sand, and that's from P2 down to P9, and finally gets that thing going again. Turn 1 very fast downhill, could do it in 6th gear or 5th gear for the uphill part, up towards turn 2, so the Ksrts turn, so up to the drivers and probably their car setups, if they have shorter or longer gears. And now you're slowly seeing some moves happening throughout the grid. As she dropped down to P8 as well, was running P3 after Richie's mistake. He's right behind. E-Racing gives him a little bit of a bump. Heading into turn 1, so lift needed, understeers and nearly touches the grass. Or the sand on the outside, to be more precise. Cannot get closer. Oh, a moment. That was Blasi. Got a bit too wide on the grass this time. Drops down to P8. Dashi in 7th, B-Racing P6. Evo into position, then a little gap to Lemony. Went up to P4, starting P7. Now the 2 Germans running in P2 and P3, and there's a move happening. River looking down the inside, turn 1, makes that move stick for now, the run uphill. Turn 2, nope, stays as it is for now. Somewhere Beetlejuice is enjoying himself at the front. Look at that big gap. Yes. Battle for P2 could be interesting. River and Diego. Good run out of the final turn for River. Will we see a new fastest lap of the race? 50.3 at the moment. Here we see the racing action. Be a bit too wide on the grass, and Ewok doing the same as well. And he got a reset on top of it. No! Went offline for too long. So Richie up into 8th position, Blasi and B. Battle for P6 it is, the two World Series rivals from the previous season. United again on track. Blasi with a good move up to P6, trying to catch Dashi in the Red Bull caught in P5. Dashi himself wants to keep up with Lemony on the 9-11. Caught the Marlboro Man. And still keeping up with the River. At 50.2. Getting closer to a Beetlejuice's face. At the front of the strip, a 50-0 for Beetle. Yeah, everything under control, easy Thursday drive. It is for Beetle, River. Two and Diego with a good run. That's nice, it is it. Up to a 50.3 personal best. Emily as well with that 50.3. 5 minutes in, 15 minutes in total. A little bit of gaps now. We still have Blasi and B racing, kind of close. Richie then, after his mishap in P8, maybe Ewok can catch up to Richie and have a race with him. Ball across the line. And what a lap. Diego with a 49.755. Some heavy slipstream assist. The run. That's probably one of the fastest laps I've seen so far. And now it looks like they are working together. Can they bring down the gap to Beetle for P1? That's the question. Looking at the track map, it's staying roughly at the same distance. Not much changed. Same lap times. Lemony but in no man's land. Dashi lost the position to P5, yeah, down to P6. Little mistake maybe, so Blasi up to P5. B-Racing also now in a battle with Richie, so the Richie goes deep into Druids coming out of it. Moving up to P7. Here comes B. It is orange card. Through a little fast chicane before the final turn. Different lines through the final turn. Richie with a good run. Not in danger of losing that position into turn 1 or the first real braking zone. Coming now into turn number 2. nearly lost a rear. Good catch. There's Eva. 51, currently also not the lap times you're looking at. Should be doing mostly 50s, mid to low would be ideal. Jaeger is still mid 50s and not really gaining. Maybe it's not working together anymore. Maybe they realized it's probably hard to catch. A brief moment, Jaeger goes up to P2. Got a move done, but now River with the slipstream through the chicane, braking for the final turn, and River gets back into P2. Once again, gets a good run out of the final turn. And will be crossing the line in P2, 9.5 minutes in. There are our battles on track. Will be River and Jaeger the closest at the moment. So we're racing again another moment on the previous lap, 109. Now he's chilling at the back, preparing mentally preparing for race number 2. Dashi with a good run, 50.1, Larkin with a 0.7, so Dashi is gaining on Lazi. That's right on board. Dashi turn 1, lift up in the apex. Nice run, carried the speed up in, stayed in 6th gear. And bringing that gap down, he is purple, nearly 2 tenths. Massive first sector for Dashi. Or did he carry the speed? Looks like a good run. Now, braking not purple anymore though. But a very solid lap, should be another low 50, maybe high 49 incoming. Yeah, 49.9. Oh, understeered, didn't carry the speed this time. Can he apply some pressure? Oh, Nazi with a good first sector though. He knows he needs to watch his back. Don't really have mirrors, so yeah, to be aware. Turn your head, see what happened. Lemony with a moment. Let's see, this is the final turn, yeah. Rear stepping out, and then car goes just left. Can he get it started again? No. He's losing 2 positions. Down to P6 it is. Choose no drama, consistent lap times, mid to low 50s usually, that odd 51 here and there. Doesn't really matter in the end, I think. 3.5 minutes to go, but are still holding on to that P2. Jaeger with low 50s now. Yeah, gaining back some time. He lost on lap 11 with a 51.2 and another 51, a low one. He seems to be getting into the zone now. Maybe 3 laps to go for the drivers now. Larky also having to defend from Dashi. Dashi with the run uphill. Is there an opening on the inside? No, not quite. It's forcing Larsen a bit narrow. It's a compromised exit out of turn 3. And Dashi with a nice move side by side to go through the chicane, breaking for the final turn. Can he hold it around the outside? Dashi, that is the question now. I think he had a bit of a delayed throttle input. This gives Larsen the upper hand for now. Oh, onto the grass. There was a gap, and suddenly there wasn't a gap. The pit wall came too close. Larsen keeps that P for Evo Ritchie in a battle as well. Lap 17, less than a minute to go for race number 1. Again, say round 1. Still raging on. Round 2 it is. And will they cross the line to get one more lap in? It looks like. Yeah, just so final lap. Now, Motor drivers, he will finish the race in P9. Beetlejuice on that final lap as well. River P2, Jaeger P3. And Beetlejuice wins race number 1, River P2, Jaeger on the podium in 3rd. It's P across the line. Blasi will get T4. Dashi not far behind in P5. Lamini and P6. Ritchie Evoque looks around to the line. I think Ritchie can keep and will keep that P7. Evoque in P9. Alright. So then let's load up. That is the wrong chat, I think. It's all new. Chat is not working. But bear with me, I'm loading up a number 2. Start this series. Start check. Still want to get stream elements working. So should work later. Back to this one. Getting ready for second race. So Evoque starting position. G 2. Graphics showing this one. And Lemony, Dashi, Azzy, Jaeger, River, Shred joined midway through. The racing start at the back. The grid. Alright, grid start. Race 2 it is, but we still got some drivers being stuck on the grid, so that didn't work at all. So we will go with a next solution then in the third race. And this might be the way we go forward, but nevertheless we have some close racing early on in the mid pack. So we walk with a good start into the lead. Richie, P2, Dashi in third. River, Blasi, Jaeger, Beetlejuice, side by side racing action everywhere. Beetlejuice, Shred, racing at Lemony. I can't select Lemony. Oh, Lemony disconnected, I remember. That's why, oh, and here we go. Two wide situations happening into turn number 1. River got up to P2, great start, Richie in third, dashing P4 at the moment. It's Blasi and Jaeger, P5, P6 for now. Blasi got to switch a route. Jaeger again up to P5. Perspective. One part behind, little again. We can focus on the panels in front, and then someone is out. That might be Dashi. Oh, it was River. Actually, River and Richie, I think they had a little bit of contact together. So River dropping down to P7. To get a bit closer to the racing action, getting the view. Went sideways, still too wide. Maybe make it 3 wide, and again another bit of contact. Richie going on to the cross. Where is he? Maybe dirty tires. Dashing with a lawnmower move. Cutting a little bit of the final turn and now losing some momentum. Got some dirty tires, but it's still a crazy close racing now. This one rather too wide, fewer situations into the first turn. Dashing on the outside, losing some position. Shred up to P7. Sorry. River in 6th. Beetle and Richie just in front of him. Again, a nice little cut underneath to get past Richie, but here comes Shred. Big lift needed for River again. He stays on the tray stop and is still well within the mix. There's Dashi had a moment. What happened? But he got caught up in this running onto the grass and cannot control his car. Going for the wide line onto the grass, in 9th position. Unfortunate for Dashi. He was still leading that race. Jaeger in 2nd, and then there was the big troop of drivers. Blasi in 3rd, Beetlejuice in 4th. Silent drive for race 1 dominator, but already up to P4, keeping it steady, smooth, out of trouble in this big pack of cars. We have, I think, 7 drivers now fighting for that P1 Look at that. 4 or 5 cars into the final turn. They go side by side, coming out a bit. And multiple 2-wide situations happening. Let's get Dashy's perspective. Richie leading that group. And they sorted mostly single file. And Blasi with a late move. Gets it stopped. Gets that. P4 for now. Oh, Shred lost it in the distance onto the curb. Oh, Richie also with a moment. What happened? The contact between and Jaeger, I think, and then Richie just too fast over the grass and losing the wheel. This could have been a very big one, but luckily there was a little bit of ghosting involved. Nevertheless, we still have like 5 drivers fighting for the lead. It's still Ewok leading. Beetlejuice up to P2, River in third, Blasi P4, Jaeger P5. Go, Beetlejuice looking down the inside. Can he make that move stick? He'll get into the lead, probably. Yeah, just. River up to P2 again. Now is on the outside. Can he hold on to that line? No. Couldn't carry the speed. Got knocked down to P5. It is again. Fighting with Ewok and Jaeger. They're coming around to the final turn. And again, positions are changing every corner. Yeah, again, a 4-way battle for P2. It looks like which is a little bit of a gap now. The cars behind, they are fighting. Blasi, River. A bit deep, lose the position to Ewok now. And onto the grass. And again, too much speed. Tires picked up some dirt and he's stuck in the wall, unfortunately, so that's P6 for now. He's still missing. Come on, camera. Show him. Here, he's back going. It's P7 for now. E-racing up to P8 and Shred all the way down to P9. So back to the racing action at the front. Beetlejuice leading now. Ewok P2 and Jaeger P3. Then we have a gap to the next drivers after those crashes we saw throughout this race. Richie and P4, Blasi P5, and Dashy all by himself currently in P6, but too fast into the first turn, losing some momentum. Racing in the 7th River needs a mighty comeback drive now. P8 it is. Shred in 9th position. After that was a massive crash we saw briefly in the background. So Beetlejuice got himself a nice little gap, probably 2 to 3 seconds. And Ewok and Jaeger, they are hiding for that P2. Will they work together? I think they wanted to, but it didn't really pan out that way. Different lines, different strength and weaknesses throughout the entire track, so that the final turn Ewok did a very good run all the time to carry the momentum. In the midfield, Jaeger was always catching with also a different gearing ring setup, so you can adjust the final gear in that car. So maybe that helps. Shorter gears for Jaeger, I think. Acceleration probably a little bit better. Richie and Blasi, they are fighting for P4. That looks a bit. 8 minutes in, 6 to go. In 6th, Dashi, he had another mistake. Yeah, that 10, 57.9. So that's why we see you racing in P6 and River in 7th. Can River close the gap to lead? Looks like he's gaining already. Would be looking at a P6 maybe. What about Shred? Oh, he's doing some practice laps for race 3. 50.1. That's close to the fastest lap of the race. That is currently belongs to Chief. 08. Will we see another 49? Coming even and Diego again. Both with personal best. Coming round a little bit of contact. Tighter line for Jaeger that elevates him up to P2 for a brief moment. Then they lost a little bit of time, yeah, in that fighting final turns, so the gap to Beetle is definitely now very big, so back-to-back victories for Beetle by the looks of it. Jaeger and Ewok were just fighting it out for P2 and P3. Achieve some good laps now. Maybe something happens between Jaeger and Ewok. Richie up to pick up the pieces. Balti goes in the best with a 2.3 as well. 5. And P Racing versus River for a brief moment. It was. So River got the move done around the outside. Final turn. To P6 it is. 3.5 minutes to go. So not much time left. P Racing. Can he keep up with River? Not Jaeger. Jaeger is P2. Dashi. There's Shred. Time trialing now in those couple of minutes for the final race of round 2. Dimitri's crossing the line with 3 minutes now on the clock. A little bit of a moment, lap 14, 51.3, 51.0 for Evo, also not the best lap, so they're both struggling at the moment with the pace. Really brings Richie back into contention for the podium spot. He's doing consistent, fast at times. Low 50s. Good run, also the best incoming maybe, gets a good run out of the final turn. A little bit of slipstream as well, coming uphill. Will this be this new across the best? Dashi with the fastest lap. Yep, 50.4. Jaeger has to go defensive, I think now. Richie pushing. Blasi had a moment, but not really, couldn't keep up with that pace. E-Racing and River, they both went a bit too wide, coming out of turn 1. River after getting past down to P7. It is Dashi, he's pushing. 0. Again, on to the dirt. Nearly lost the card. It's getting spicy now. Final 2 laps, maybe of the race. that green card in the distance. Richie, he is pushing. And Jaeger hold on to that P2. Is Ivan able to grab that position? We'll find out. That's the ultimate lap. Ooh, big moment out of control for Jaeger. Nowhere to go for Evo. We are going defensive now. Really defensive drive into Ksrts. Pops around the apex, is trying to get himself some good exits. The run should be enough, maybe. Richie is flying. Here comes Village's final turn, so he wins race number 2 as well. Dashi finished in P8. Village's crossed the line. Another victory. Jaeger will keep that P2. Evo just behind on the podium. P3 Richie with a good run. P4 Blasi. Then it is P5. River versus P. River got past P on that final lap. P, I think, with a mistake. So it will be P6 for River and P7 for E. Then Dashi is not at P8 left in 9th. And Lemony at that disconnect. Alright. So let's go to third place. Grid. To that. Race 3. So the idea for race 3 was we do a grid start, a manual formation lap, and then we get this started. So, and this could probably be the way to go to eliminate the grid stuck thing. Not everyone got the memo though. Dashi with a flying start until he realized maybe, oops, we are not racing on the first lap. So yeah, so we are going for that installation lap, formation lap, and then we do a manual single file start. Then we get the grid order sorted by the end of the lap. Dashi trying to get back into position. Alright. So now lining up for the start. Lemony as the pole setter or leader of the race, 25 when to go. Taking it easy. Playing with the field. And oh no! There's a crash! So we did the Valtteri Bottas restart thingy. So we decided we do a second formation lap and try this one more time to get the race started. So the more the race starts, the race is neutralized and we'll get the race started hopefully then on the second attempt. Travis getting back in line, finding their good position, and we should be good to go, I think. So with this reverse camera, so when will Lemony decide to put the hammer down? He's waiting for the very last moment. And now it's clean, and you see in the distance Speed Racing with a mighty start. He judged that restart very well, already up to P3, pretty common. Go into racing action now, Lemony leading Shred P2, Speed Racing in third, and Dashi, River, Richie, Blasi, Evo, Jaeger, and Beetlejuice, 10 drivers on track for the third race of the evening. With a close punched up formation at the start, we have racing action from race segment number 1. Lemony and Shred pulling a little gap already on Dashi. Racing on the inside, heading to the end. Oh, it goes on the side. It goes a little bit too deep, touching a little bit of sand. River gets past Dashi as well. Richie around the outside. From the east. And there was a big moment. Dashi once again hit a little bit of the curb, and the grass then gets dirty tires, cannot control the pendulum effect of this car, and then sends it into the barrier, unfortunately, and takes him quite a while to get that cart back on track. Gets a reset as well on top. Very unfortunate. Right, so Lemony still in the lead, Shred P2 and River P3. And we have a look at 2E, who's under pressure, Richie alongside. Also Blasi on the inside. Diego also using the inside line. So does Evo. So he got a little bit mugged. Diego also had to back out. Was Beetlejuice who got the better end. Now up to P6 into the final turn. We go again. You see penalty in front. 9 Richie is I think running 4 or something like that, so still very close. Top 3 with a little bit of a gap. Just realized Lemony went from P1 to P3. And then, goes too wide. Final turn, touches the travel. Loses quite some momentum. So, now River versus Shred. Battle for P1 and P3. Lemony in third. Evo in fourth. Richie P5. In 6, Beetlejuice P7, Lavi in 8, in 9, and Dashi in P10. Shred versus River. So let's see what happens next. The idea was for Lemony to get the fastest lap in slipstream, and then he touches the inside curve, the rear steps out, and then massive skill issue. And down to P7. It is, unfortunately, so that strategy can go into the bin, definitely. So River with that 49.8 could be a hot contender for the fastest lap as well. Is our next battle crew, Richie, Jaeger, Beetlejuice for drivers fighting for the final podium spot by the look. No spoilers in chat, please. And Richie defend that P3. He was with a good run. They're side by side, breaking for Jules. Still side by side, Richie around the outside, more momentum. Yes, better wide inside position. Oh, turn 3. Diego with a massive run on Ewok this time. Really fast chicane. We go. Final turn. A little bit of contact, I think, between the two. Opportunity for Beetlejuice, maybe. Use the momentum, the better run, a little bit of slip. Staying behind for now. With the run, inside line. One position. Will he make it 2? And now sits between Ewok and Jaeger. Doesn't have the speed for the final section. Racing and Blasi in the 8 and 9 fighting for that position. Especially after that massive reset after the class visit in P10. What can he do? And the bronze, we have Team Red versus Team Blue. Shred versus River. Oh, and Richie very wide onto the grass again. He's going wide. Yeah, he takes out Jaeger. No. Look at Richie's line. He's onto the grass. And now he's going for the wild rejoin. And in the end, someone got collected. And also Richie with a reset drops all the way down to P9. He joins then Blasi and B for the battle. So, a 3-second penalty involved for ignoring yellow flags. I think the unlucky penalty, I guess. Yeah, so bigger gaps now. Jaeger, Lemony, Ewok, and Beetlejuice up to P3 again. I guess we'll focus on the battle for P1 with 4 minutes to go. Time trialing, hot lapping for Shred off at the end of race number 2. So he found the pace, found the rhythm, leading the 3rd race, keeping the River at bay. Distance didn't really change too much, bit of up and down at 51.4. Yeah. Probably a little bit too close, and touch back out or touch grass. Whatever. Left before and not on 49. And it's not over. Yep, with 3 minutes to go. Beetle in P3. Looks like comfortable. Again, Evo in fourth, a bit wide. Lemony P5. Jaeger in 6th position. G7, Nazi P8, E9, and Dashi in 10. So I think this is the way, the battle to follow. River now with the run. When they cross the line, it's 2:40, so 2 minutes 20 to go. And still 3 laps. Shred with a reverse move. Bit too deep. Turn 2 coming out of it. River has the upper hand, maybe again. Can he go for the cutback? There's a yellow flag situation happening. What happened? I think Dashi had a moment. A bit caught him off guard, I think. So that's advantage for Shred. I think now the gap nearly a second, I reckon, with 1:30 to go because lines are 2 more laps. It is. Shred leads River P2. Beetle in third. Lemony got past Evo. Evo with a moment 54.2. So yeah. Lemony P4, Evo P5, Jaeger P6. What is possible with 2 laps to go. She is 7th. Nazi P8, Racing P9. Dashing P10, struggling now to keep his car under control. Will it be a 3-way fight for the win? We'll find out. So, the final lap, race number 3. Shred with 5/6 maybe the gap, and another yellow flag situation happening already. Down. There she struggled. Shred 1, River P2, Beetle P3. It's around to the line maybe. Lemony P4, Evo and Jaeger. Oh, the gap also came down. Lemony with a 49.8 fastest lap of the race. So final turn already, short lap here in the cards. Looks like it will be Shred with the victory for race number 3. River in second, which is P3. Lemony with another improvement on that fastest lap. Evo brings home P5, Jaeger P6. Richie in 7th. Nazi in 8th. Dashi finishes in P10. And EU Racing crosses the line in P9. Alright. So that was the coverage for the Karting Cup round number 2. Let's quickly bring up the schedule. Then next week it will be Suzuka next course and 3 races again in the cards. So I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for racing. It's actually great fun, quite enjoyable with those cards. Drive. And then, yeah, I hope to see you next Thursday for round 10. Is your car? Short one, last course. So yeses, and then go straight back to the pit entry. Around straight. And the race with not much braking involved, but plenty of ability to go off track. Will be interesting to follow. Alright, so that's it from my side. As always, take care, love you all, bye bye.